space around us. See, if you observe, you have been dealing with the maps actually. How? You may ask me. See, in geography, we can locate a particular state and a particular river, mountain, etc. on the map. As well as in history also, you can locate the particular place, right, where some events had occurred long back. So, you have traced the routes of rivers, roads, railway lines, traders, and many others. Then, how do we read the maps, right? And how can we conclude and understand while reading the map? And what information does a map have and what does not have, right? All these we are having. And is it any different from the picture? So all these are the question marks we have, right? So for that, look at this map here. Okay, so it's a map of a house here whose picture is given alongside, right? You can see that. So from this, what can we conclude from this above illustrations? See, you can see that when we draw a picture, we attempt to represent a reality as it is seen with all its details, whereas a map depicts only the location of an object in relation to the other objects. And secondly, different person can give a different description which is completely different from one another, and depending upon the position from which they are looking at the house, a side view or a front view or like that, okay? And then, but this is not true in the case of map. The map of the house remains the same irrespective of the position of the observer. In other words, I can say that perspective is very important for drawing a picture, but it is not relevant for the map. Now, let me take one more example. So look at these two maps, okay? So if you compare these two maps, so what can I say? So the first map is not having much of details given in that. Whereas, if you look at the second map, so there are details about the distance and certain symbols are used here, right? With which we can locate the required location. And if you see, this distance shown on this map are proportional to the actual distance on the ground. And this is done by considering a proper scale while drawing, okay? While drawing a map. And then, while drawing a map, one must know like what scale has to be drawn. So here if I take like how much scale of actual distance is denoted by, like if I take a question like that, like which is of 1 millimeter or 1 centimeter in the map, here this statement means that if one draws a map, he or she has to decide that 1 centimeter of space in that map shows the certain fixed distance of say like 1 kilometer or 10 kilometer, okay? And this scale can vary from the map to map but not within the map, okay? And the larger the place and the smaller the size of the map drawn, and the greater is the distance represented by the 1 centimeter. Thus, we can summarize that a map depicts the location of a particular object or a place in a relation to the other objects and place. And the symbols are used to depict the different objects and place. And there is no reference or a perspective in the map. Objects that are close to the observer are shown to be of the same size as those that are of far away. Okay, so these are the important points about the mapping. In the next class, let's see about the faces, edges and vertices.